Parsha starts with the mitzvah Shoftim tidin lecha b'chol sharecha, in all of your gates, in all of your cities. You have to set up the system of Bezdin. Shoftim, Rashi says Shoftim are those that set the law, they decide the law, and then the Shoftim, the forces that enforce the law, the decisions that the Shoftim took. In that way, in that way, they will be able to, those courts will be able to judge the people in a just way. Mishpat tzedek. The Medrash on this pasuk says, the Medrash brings the halacha. Question: can a relative serve as a judge? I have a court case with somebody else. I want to go to my brother. He's my judge. Can I go to him or not? The Medrash says no. The halacha is not allowed to. Just like a relative is not allowed to be a witness because he has an interest. He has his brother's interest in his, and therefore he's not going to be able to see the case in the purest proper way. He'll be biased. So too, he can't be a judge. Obviously, a judge who's a brother will want to judge his brother favorably, and therefore he's not allowed to be the judge. Okay, we understand the connection obviously with the parsha and this halacha, but Maseches Sanhedrin, the entire Maseches Sanhedrin deals with so many different laws about courts and court cases and judges. And why did the Medrash feel to choose this halacha, that a relative is not allowed to be a judge, to begin the discussion on the court system and the laws of the court systems, or the laws of Bezdin? Shem Shmuel gives a beautiful explanation, obviously a little deep, maybe even above our pay grade to understand exactly all the points that he's making, but the lesson, I think, is pertinent even to people, even on a simple level that we can all understand. Says the Shem Shmuel, Shoftim titin lecha, Rav Chaim Vital, the Talmud of the Arizal, he taught us that there's 5 senses. A person has 5 senses: taste, smell, sight, hearing, and touch. And all the 5 senses are the way we interact with the world. Everything that we do, we bring into our bodies from the outside, we use one of these 5 senses. The Rav Chaim Vital taught us that the heart also has 5 openings. And the 5 senses are connected, are correspond to the 5 openings of our heart. And therefore, before a person, says Rav Chaim Vital, decides to do something, to take action, either to look at something, to taste something, to touch something, to smell something, any use of our 5 senses in interacting with the world, we first have to ask ourselves the following question: does that fit into our heart? We have a pure heart. Our neshama, which is housed in our heart, is a neshama lekim imal. Is what I'm doing fit with what our heart is supposed to accept or not? And if not, then we can't do it. We have to judge. We have to decide if this is proper for our hearts or not. So that's the words of the pasuk. Says the Shem Shmuel, Shoftim tidin lecha b'sharecha, for all of your courts, for all of your gates, for all of your sharecha, meaning the gates of your heart, you have to place a shofet, you have to place a dayan, a judge. And judge, is this supposed to go into my heart, or is this not supposed to go in? If it is, then do it. If not, not. Therefore, says the Shem Shmuel, beautiful, the Medrash says, you need a judge. But who's going to be your judge? Who's going to decide if it fits for you or doesn't fit for your neshama or not? You yourself? You can't be your own judge. Even your relative can't be his own judge because it's biased. You yourself are also biased. So therefore, be very careful to have an unbiased opinion whether what you're doing is proper or not. So how can you do that? Asks the Shem Shmuel. A person has to make a decision. How can he do that? He's biased. He's always going to want what feels good for himself. Feels good to eat this. No, but you have to judge. Is it kosher? Is it not kosher? Is it proper? Is it not proper? But we can't judge ourselves. Shem Shmuel says, follows, this is obviously way above our pay grade, but the Shem Shmuel says, it's very famous. Famously, the Sfarim HaKadoshim tell us that the neshama has 5 different parts to it. Nefesh, ruach, and neshama are the parts of the neshama which are housed within the person itself. And then there's the ruach, the chaya and the yechida, the nefesh alikam imal, different wordings that's used by different svarim, which is the 2 parts of the neshama which are sort of disconnected from the person, and they affect the person from a disconnected place, from a place which is closer to HaKadosh Baruch Hu kaviyachol, and it affects us from without towards us. Those are the parts of the neshama, says the Shem Shmuel, that a person has to use to decide if what he's doing fits with his neshama or doesn't fit with his neshama. Those parts that are within a person he can't use. Those parts are part of him. That's what the Medrash is telling us. But the parts that are without him he can't use. But how does a person access those parts that are so high, they're so far removed from us? If a person is a huge tzaddik and he can somehow access those parts of his neshama, so he's in a good place. Maybe he doesn't even need to judge so much. But what about us simple people? How can we do it? So the Shem Shmuel, there is a way to do it, because HaKadosh Baruch Hu loves people who are humble, people who lower themselves. Those are the people that HaKadosh Baruch Hu comes close to. And the closer HaKadosh Baruch Hu comes to us, the closer those parts of the neshama come to us, and we're able to access Kaviyachol, we're able to access those things that can affect us in a way to help us properly choose if what we're doing is right or what we're doing is not right. The more we prepare ourselves with our humility to be able to say to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, we need you, we can't do it ourselves. HaKadosh Baruch Hu comes closer to Him, and in that way the choices that we make become more and more in line with what our neshama needs, and not with what our physical five senses decide that we want. Those judges that are affecting our proper ability to be able to choose properly, unbiased and objectively, those are only the parts that are coming directly from HaKadosh Baruch Hu to us. Now, as we're going through Chodesh Elul, we're trying to become close to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. One very, very good way to do that, says the Shem Shmuel, is to reinforce in ourselves how much we need HaKadosh Baruch Hu, how much we have to act towards HaKadosh Baruch Hu with humility and be able to say to Him, we need you. The more we say we need you, the more HaKadosh Baruch Hu will help us, not only on the right path, but also to make our thousands and tens of thousands of choices that we make every day, so that it should be with the objective opinion of the right judge. And in that way we'll be able to v'shaftu sa'am, says the Shem Shmuel, mishpat tzedek, we'll be able to come to the proper judgment, to the righteous judgment, and of course to prepare ourselves for the judgment of Rosh Hashanah, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu should judge us in the best possible way. Good Shabbos. Please don't forget to subscribe. You'll get the video every week by subscribing. Put a like. Thank you very much. Good Shabbos.